What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down what's going on with the bank earnings that just came out, what's happening with some big news involving the PPI report, and what you should be watching for as time progresses. But before I break things down, information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. I am firstly not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo, deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed 15 in total. And the offer ends very soon, in just about 19 days from now. Anyways, for SPY, I just wanted to mention that we came all the way down to our 20 EMA, the 556 area, and SPY's been actually trying to rebound just a bit off of this so far. However, this is just going to be a big test, and we're going to have to watch to see if SPY could hold this key support, especially after all the data that just came out. So what's the data? What's the bank earnings? Let me talk about how all of this is looking. So firstly, just know PPI month over month was actually at 0.2%, aligned with expectations, but core PPI month over month was at 0.4%, a little bit above expectations. That's not the best of news for inflation going into the month of July. Core PPI year over year was at 3%. This is a little bit above expectations as well. So we got a hot core report for PPI. And then PPI year over year was at 2.6%. This is also above expectations. This is going to be very important. So far, guys, this is a signal that inflation might start to increase again, especially as we approach the upcoming month. And then we also have the Michigan Consumer Sentiment Report at 10 o'clock a.m. So look for volatility then. But just know that this was not a very good PPI report. Half the data is actually hotter than expectations, which is a signal that inflation is increasing again, and it might happen during the next month, the next CPI report. Now, on top of this, we had the big bank earnings that came out. They're very, very mixed. JP Morgan Chase is actually kind of in the middle so far, so you guys could see they beat on EPS and revenue. But what's good is the fact that their earnings are up 25%, and revenue is also up 20% to about $50.99 billion. That's topping the consensus. This is actually more bullish news, decent overall from JP Morgan Chase. Citigroup is also up a bit. They had pretty decent earnings. They topped expectations for profit and revenue. So you guys can see right here, their EPS was a beat with $1.52 a share, and then revenue is at $20.14 billion, above expectations. Net income is up 10%, not to mention equities trading revenue is up 37%. So far, so good. More bullish than bearish. This is good news for Citigroup. However, Wells Fargo is not doing as well because despite beating EPS and revenue, their net income actually fell short of estimates. Let me show you. So EPS was a beat at 133. Revenue is a beat at 20.69 billion. That's above expectations for everything. However, there's a big however. Don't forget that they have declined net interest so far. This is not the best of news. It's actually down quite a bit. And we actually saw it right over here. The key measure of what banks make on lending is actually only about 9% of a decline for them. So this is actually not the best of news. They only got about $11.92 billion in net interest. So not the best of news. It's below expectations. That's why Wall Street is not happy about this. And that's why Wells Fargo goes down quite a bit. Finally, when it comes to their options chain for SPY, we have max pay at 555. We have a 3.00 puts to call ratio. We're going to see if there's going to be a short squeeze or not, but here are some levels to watch for. So it depends on 556.17, so the 20 EMA is kind of hovering up a little bit. Watch the 556 area. If we lose 556, we're going to be seeing a big rug pull on SPY all the way down to the 552s. If we hold and manage to just kind of hold the 556 range, we could be rebounding to 558 and then 560 after that. As of right now, we're holding 556, so that suggests there could be a bounce. But that's kind of ironic considering that the inflation report today was a little bit hot and the bank earnings were kind of mixed. So far, the market is trying to hold up, so we will see if this support holds or not. So watch and see. It looks like it wants to push for 558, maybe go a little higher. So I'll watch and see if that ends up being the case. But for the entire day, remember 556. We got to hold that support. If we hold that, yes, we could try to rebound, especially for next week. If we lose it, there's going to be a big rug pull. So we will just have to wait and see. If we hold it, watch it very, very carefully. For Nvda, we're hovering around 127. I want to get back above 129 to turn bullish. If we fail to do so, if we fail to hold 127, look for a dip all the way down to 125 and then 123. So 127 is going to be key, 127.71 to be exact. I'll be watching for that as well simultaneously. For Bitcoin, we're trying to rebound a bit. Make sure you watch 57,497 as resistance, not to mention higher levels like 58,000. It looks like it wants to push a little bit hard to 58,000. If we break that, Bitcoin could try to push higher again. If we fail to break that, we could be looking for a rejection of 58,000. But I do see a little push coming on Bitcoin. Has a nice looking structure right here for a double bottom, so there is potential in this. Or for ES, ES needs to try to get back above 56.46. If we break through that, we're going to turn a little more bullish. We could be pushing for 56.60 at least, or even higher levels. But we got to be watching resistance at 56.46. To turn bearish, we want to see it lose 56.18. We haven't done so yet, so give this some time. Tesla's a little bit lackluster. It's barely at 236 right now, so we're kind of red in the pre-market. There might be a little bit dip, especially as we open, but here's the thing, watch 231 as key support on Tesla. If we hold above that, Tesla could actually try to rebound to the 240 area. If we lose 231, there's going to be a bigger rug pull all the way down to the 220s. So I'll be watching for that as well. We have resistance at 238 and 240, and we have support currently at 235. Remember 231. 231 is the big level on Tesla. If we lose that, we turn bearish. If we hold that, we could try to bounce. I'll be watching to see if that's the case. It might dip a little bit upon open, so wait and see. The QQQ is holding support at the 50 EMA, this 490 area. If this holds, we're going to be looking for a rebound for 495. If we fail, if we end up rejecting and we end up losing 489 to 490, there's going to be a rug pull all the way down to 486. So just be careful on the QQQ. Watch 489.93 to 490 as key support. That's our 50 EMA. You guys can see we kind of touched this yellow line so far. So it touched the level after the PPI report came out, but we're not really losing it yet. So I'm going to be watching to see if we lose support or not. Remember that critical level, 489.93. If we lose that, we turn bearish. Otherwise, we could try to bounce. On Aapl, watch 227.5, 227.5. If we lose this on Aapl, we're going to be looking for a rug pull back down to 225. If we hold this, we're going to rebound to 230. Watch and see if that ends up being the case. It's going to be a very, very critical test. Supermicro is also trading kind of sideways right now, kind of consolidating. Make sure you watch 900 as resistance, and then a lot of sideways price action, this 880 area. It looks like it's going to consolidate to me, not really doing a whole lot. However, the IWM Russell 2000 is on fire. It could go a little higher, get very close to about 214. If that breaks, we're going up to 215 plus. We look bullish on the 4 hours, so I do favor upside. So we'll see how things end up developing. For Coinbase, we look like we might try to rebound to about 218, but watch to see if we get a rejection or not. If that breaks, look at 219.5. If we could break that, that's the first step to turn more bullish. So watch 218 and 219.5. If we end up rejecting, we're going to be coming back down. But I do think we're going to push a little bit. I do see a little push coming on Coinbase. We will see if that ends up being the case. For Amazon, we're kind of in the middle, completely indecisive during the pre-market. I want to see Amazon break 195.7 to turn bullish. If we fail to do so, there's going to be a big rejection all the way back down to 192. Otherwise, we're just choppy right now. We're kind of trading sideways, so wait and see what the big test gives us. Meta's looking bearish. I see us easily dropping to 497. Once we touch this, we'll see if we bounce or not. If we bounce, we're going back up towards the 500s. If we lose 497, we're going to be looking for a bigger rug pull all the way down towards 492. So watch 497 as critical support. I think we're going to test it on Meta. We'll see if we get a bounce or not. For Microsoft, we're also consolidating. We need to try to break 456.5 to turn bullish. If we fail to do so, we're just going to possibly reject. So watch for a test of 456.5 and see what kind of reaction we get. For Google, we have support currently around 187.2. That's going to be our 50 EMA. If we lose this, we're going to be dipping all the way down towards 180, the 185s. And if we hold this, we could try to rebound towards 189. We're looking a little bit weak right now. We have the 187, so we have to be a little bit careful with that support. So we'll see how things go. GameStop is trying to rebound. Watch 26. We did call that out yesterday. We have a double bottom-like structure. As long as we can break 26, we're turning more bullish. If we fail to do so, we're going to consolidate. AMC is also trying to break out. I know a lot of retail are interested in these. I want to see this try to break past 5.5 to turn bullish. I think we might go a little hard to about 5.4. We'll see if we can try to break 5.5, but overall, there is some life. So, excuse me, guys. I apologize. For the markets, I just want to mention that we're seeing a big test right now. Can the market hold this key support at 556? Will the market hold support or not? We will have to wait and see. The PPI report was actually kind of not so good. It was mixed, a little bit more negative because most of the numbers were actually a little bit above expectations. So this is a sign that inflation is going up. So it's not the best of news. Despite some bad news coming out, the market's still attempting to hold up. So we'll see how it ends up going. With that being said, watch support and do what you have to do, guys. I'll see you guys very soon in just a few hours. Have a great day and peace out.